Let's dive into the discussions shaping the nation.
Carrie, look, I don't mind saying that I support the European project and have done since the beginning, but I also don't mind saying that we should be, whenever it's necessary, critical of the direction that Europe might be taking on any aspect of the role that they play. And I also believe that we should never forget our own sovereignty, our own people, and not be afraid to put forward the views and opinions in an effort to change the direction if we're not happy about that direction that Europe is taking. So in terms of the militarization of Europe and the talk about peace versus those that want to bring up the arms race, purchase arms and so on, I believe that Europe has a lot to offer and Ireland has a lot to offer in terms of a peace project. Now, we have always, been the ones that were recognised as playing a huge role in relation to peace, and I think that we should continue to do so. And there is no harm in us saying, well, we'll go this far with this particular part of the project, but no further. I do not want to see us arming up and getting ready to play a role in a European army. I do not want to see that. On the agricultural side of things, there's a lot more that Europe could do in relation to farming, in funding the initiatives that they currently have, in making sure that CAP is not only funded, but that it is possible to implement it without the amount of bureaucracy and red tape that I see farmers having to engage with every single day. And not to nitpick, I would give the example of the latest directive in terms of European Union and local authority grants, where you now cannot get a grant to change a boiler. You have to go for the bigger option of the full kit out for your home. It doesn't make any sense, and yet I haven't heard anyone in Europe say that relative to Ireland and what we're doing here, there is a need to protect the industry and there's a need to recognise the fact that most people applying for those grants are not wealthy. They are older people trying to make the best they can of a grant and of a failed heating system that they might have in their home. On the bigger picture, I would fear about Mercosur and the deal that's currently being talked about. 100,000 tonnes of beef into Europe will scare any farmer and will cause difficulties for those planning to farm, whether it's beef or whatever, because of the uncertainty. And we need to have certainty around that. CETA, I'd like to see more being talked about in terms of the courts. I think that it needs to be explained to the Irish people. And that is the big thing for me. I think that Europe has moved away from the people. It has created a huge gap between the bureaucracy of Europe and in our case, the Irish people. I would like to see more being said from the members of the European Parliament, and I want to add my voice to all of those that have spoken about Gaza and what needs to be done. Not enough is being said in terms of the leadership of the European Union and what we feel about what's going on. It is genocide, war crime, whatever it is. People are dying and kids are dying.
Like, share, and subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.